a lot of times in my coaching and in my consulting, I'm working with people who are trying to transform. They're trying to transform themselves or their lives or their teams or their companies, and they often are really hesitant about it, really worried, really afraid even of that unknown, because they know they need to move forward, they know they can't stay where they are, but that thing out there is completely unknown. And so I wrote the poem Diving In because I remember as a kid, going to the lake. And if you live in one of those places where you have really hot nights and hot days, and just diving into a really cold lake is so refreshing, but it's startling, and you catch your your breath, and you can't breathe, but it's worth it, because all of a sudden you're cooled off and you have the sense of relief. And I think sometimes when we're on the verge of change and transformation, we need to dive in. We need to dive in. We need to go for it. We're going to feel relieved. We're going to be, as I say in the poem, baptized by longing and desire. And yet sometimes we don't do that. We want to make our hesitant way, like we got these tender feet that haven't been out of shoes in months, and they're on these sharp stones and pebbles, and we're trying to get used to it, and it's uncomfortable, and we prolong it. Or, as I say in the poem, or worse, we might skim the surface of our lives, or instead dangle our feet from the safe seat of the dock. And sometimes we just need to dive in. Diving in. Sometimes you want to wade slowly in. First, tender feet on a rough beach, sharp stones and pebbles, making your hesitant way past ankles, knees, hips. You're breathing faster, getting used to it, a little at a time. That's one way. But this is a hot, sleepless night with dreams you had long forgot. Your unknown future is out there. The surface of the lake glitters under moonlight. But the deep, dark waters hold secrets unknown, dangerous boulders or felled logs. You cannot predict this. Or the terrible chance that you might indeed skim the surface of your life, or worse, dangle your feet from the safe seat of the dock. If you can imagine that first sensation, the realization that you have let go of the solid ground beneath your feet, the ground you grew to trust and take for granted, then this beautiful, buoyant body of yours, baptized by longing and desire, can rise up, trailing luminescent moonlight from your fingertips, breathless and bold.